What is up? I'm Harbor with Extra Credit Design Club, and this is part 9, the bonus part of an Intro to Typeface Design series. At this point, you should have everything a fully fledged designed typeface. We're using Glyphs, Mini, and we designed a geometric sans serif typeface. Now, if you want to further expand your typeface for more language support, that's what this video is going to be about. We are going to cover diacritics in this video. I'm not going to do a lot of drawing the characters and drawing the accent marks because you've learned everything you need to know up until now about drawing, and I trust you to do them on your own. This is just going to be more about the structure and workflow, about how to make the diacritic characters. Right here, we have our working file. You can see all of our characters. They're all spaced, they're all kerned. Everything is as it should be. We could ship this out as is. But then let's say we have somebody who's like, yo, I'm from Mexico City. I'm trying to get that ñ in there. Where's it at? So now we gotta add some international support. So how we do that is we are going to go over here to our panel on the left, and I'm going to scroll down this Latin. Now I'm going to go to Western European, and I'm going to control click this little pill. I'm going to select acute, scroll down all the way to the bottom and generate these characters. Now you can see here that we do have some characters that aren't just diacritic marks, letters with accents. We have the OE, we have the thorn, what have you. Again, I'm not going to cover how to draw these. I'm going to focus more on these accent marks. Now with that, let's just open everything, select it all, command down arrow. Okay, so we have here our diacritic marks. You can tell that they all here end in comb. And that's just special code so that Glyphs Mini knows, hey, we're going to put this where it needs to be once you design it. So let's just start by designing this dot comb. Nothing crazy. I am just going to add a component, add my period, and then I'm going to drag it up just so that it hits the top of the cap height. Now, generally, a good rule for designing these accented marks is you want them to hit exactly the cap height. When you have a lowercase letter, for example, lowercase o, it's going to go this high, and then the accent will automatically populate as high as the cap height. So it's a good practice to design these characters hitting the cap height. So I have my dot comb here. You have your little double dot, you have your little comma looking things here, the ring, the little squiggle, what have you. We got all of those. I'll let you design those on your own, and then once you do, I'll show you what to do with them. I'm just going to cut the video right here to a point where I have them all designed, and then I'll show you the next step. Alright, so I have my marks all drawn here. Now what I'm going to do is go to my font window. I'm going to go back to all just so we can have that holistic view. And I'm going to select my first comb mark and my last that I've drawn here, and I'm going to set the side bearings to 0 and 0 just so we can have everything nice and tight. We are going to essentially use these as components, and we don't want to have our side bearings weird, so 0 and 0 it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'll select all of these, and I will also select all of the A's to show you. What we are going to cover here are anchors, the concept of anchor points and how they relate to diacritic or accent marks. So if I click into my A here, you can see the only marks really, if I delete the guides, are just the drawing of the A. Now what I can do here is add anchor points to this. So I'll have an anchor point on my A, and then in the same way, I'll have an anchor point on my accent marks, and then those two anchor points will link up together and automatically populate. So let me show you how that is done. I'm going to select my A here. I'm going to go up to Glyph, and I'm going to go down, Set Anchors. I could alternately do Command U. Now you'll notice I have a couple red dots here. This one is called top, this one is called bottom, and this one right here, Ognunk, I don't know how to say it, but it is what it is. I know how to use it. And I am just going to, with this one, I always like to click and drag it just to the bottom right point of my character. So boom. You'll notice that this lines up with the cap height and these two with the baseline. So now when I go over to my accent marks, I'm going to hit Command U, and now I have a top mark similar to the top mark of the A, but I also have an underscore top. So this underscore top indicates that this anchor point will attach to the top anchor point of any other character I tell it to. So I'm just going to do that with all the rest of my characters. I can do it in this panel here, select them, and hit Command U, and it will automatically give them the appropriate anchor points. And I'll do the same here with every character that is going to need an additional little zhizh to it. So my C, my D, Command U, my E, select that, Command U, my I's, my N, my O, my U, all of those, and so on and so forth. You can just go and select each character that has accents above it and add the anchor points. Now, here's the cool part. I can just go to all of these characters that I want populated. I can go up to Glyph, and I can do Make Component Glyph. Alternately, I could do Shift, Option, Command, C. So, Make Component Glyph. Now you can see if I click in, it automatically updates them with all of their correct marks. And those are based on where the anchor points are. So, for example, I'm not happy with how this one looks. I can double click into the A, double click into this little acute, and I can adjust the anchor points accordingly. And it will automatically update in my glyph. And I can do the same for my lowercase glyphs. I'll select the A, the C, the E, I'll go down to the N, the O, I'll hit the U, the W, and the Y, hit Command U, and then I'll select all of their little component glyphs that they relate to, N, all the O's, all of the Y's, the W's, and finally the U's, and just hit Shift, Option, Command, C, and they're automatically all updated. Now you may have noticed and you may have been screaming at your computer, Harbor, you forgot the I, the lowercase I. The lowercase I is a bit of an exception and needs to be treated a little bit differently because it already, for all intents and purposes, has this, if you will, accent mark above it. And unlike the other characters, we need to remove this accent mark before we add in our diacritics. So how we're going to go about this is we're going to select the stem of the I, and we are going to control click on it. And then we are going to do component from selection. And you'll notice that it will automatically populate with dotless I, or I dotless. And that's what we want. We want to create a special I dotless glyph that is used especially for diacritic marks. So I'm gonna hit OK. And now with my I dotless down here selected, now I can hit Command U, give it the anchor points that are appropriate, and go to my I diacritics here, Shift, Option, Command, C, and now I have my lowercase I. So there you have it. Now you know how to add diacritic glyphs so you can expand your character set for a more international audience. Just a real short video, and that concludes our introduction to typeface series. As always, If you have any type of question, something wasn't clear, you want to dive deeper into a different subject, you can let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to get to it. And that's it, and that's all. Catch you in the next one.